And welcome to Zero to Hero Part 24, ANB Silver 9 Part 8. Last time out, champion level 1163, so the initial target champion level 1100 is already met. Crafted most of the legendary experience gear with the exception of pants and boots, simply because they're going to have crit rating, movement speed and haste, which are all greater essence of air, and we don't have any of those left at the moment. In terms, I have added to the igneous that we crafted the Slayer enchantment, so when this becomes active it's going to boost our damage hugely, which is very nice. I have a 46% chance per hit for a critical at 850%, so in terms of overall damage it's probably on a par with running an epic fire lily. If you think of an epic fire lily, that's essentially 100% chance per hit for 400 crits, so 46 and 850, it's about an epic fire lily. 5.3 hits per second, but because arc lightning is up to level 10, I'm going to get a 5% attack speed buff, which stacks 5 times, so that's another 25% attack speed on top, so I'll be doing more damage through Frostbeam as well, so that's nice. Let's see how we are in terms of things. Boosters, I'm going to use another 200% current experience booster. Do I want to use ginger beer as well? This is quite nice. This gives us an extra 100 critical rating. I've not used it up until now. So that's going to push us up to... That's not reflected in that, is it? It said 46.9 before as well, I think. But that's added a bit more. I do plan in adding 100 crit rating enchantment to this ring, but that requires 20 radiant topaz, so I've got 14 of those at the moment, so as we run through trials, kill the boss, big gem explosion because I have the currency booster, so I should be up to 20 in no time whatsoever. So I think what I'll do, let's see what Troll 90 looks like. We completed that last time. Let's make sure the build's correct. I used the wardrobe, so it should be. Yeah, Frostbeam definitely needs improving. I probably should have done that ahead of Immolate. I shall start on Frostbeam once Immolate, and that's trial 80, isn't it? Once Frostbolt and Immolate have upgraded, we'll move to Frostbeam. Ooh, I forgot from gold farming. I'd rather they fix the controls and put in settings that try to alleviate some of the problems. Yes, it prevents your character doing a suicide run when you beam, after you beam. But if you fix the way that mobs split, it's essentially they're all stacked on top of each other during that frost beam. Since they can't occupy the same space. This is going to be an abandon, or is it? It looks very abandon-y. lets us... yeah, let's just beam these down and restart and get the right level this time. Yeah, because the mobs are basically drawn invisibly on top of each other in a huge column up into the sky. As they split, the one that you had targeted gets pushed out to the back, and your character then goes and chases it. Why are we getting awful performance? I'm going to stop the video and restart. Okay, I've done a full app reset. It seems we can move around. When I click somewhere, I then actually move there instantly rather than a 1 second delay. So let's see what trial 90 looks like after that aborted trial 80. Nice big clear of those enemies. Definitely don't want to abandon this one. I can see some books laying on the floor. A 1 hour book there. Now if Slayer was active, which it is, we didn't get a crit. We did there. Yeah, that's definitely farmable then. 90 now, which it wasn't before, so that's good. So that's the new farm zone. We'll be getting much better drops, so an hour and a half's worth of books. That's nice. Thankfully it's useless. 10 champion levels. Nice. We're going to climb up quite quickly as well. Okay, so I will be farming trial 90 now, and we'll meet back up when we're ready to possibly step up to 105. That could be madness, but yeah, I think it'll be a few more champion levels before we can do that, and perhaps a bit more crit rating. But it's entirely plausible that we might be farming there in this event. Okay, see you again soon. And welcome back. I've not used too much of the booster. I've added the second critical rating, so we're up to 47.8. I'm very curious as to what trial 100 will look like. Again, it's all dependent on, do we get a critical hit on Kara? If we do, it's a super run. If we don't, we have to wait for another beam and hope for the best next time around. I do want to try and get to a position of farming 105, but the toughness isn't ideal for there. This number of elites is very nice. That's what you want when experience farming, and what you don't want when you're pushing. Let's loop around this slot. And Pathing thinks, yeah, let's take the longest possible route around a rock. Perhaps we do have slightly too many elites in this blob. This definitely isn't looking like a farmable time at the moment, but then if I go and get some more champion levels, a bit more power behind me. That was a crit. That took most of her health. And that's finished us. We've done Troll 100 in under 2 minutes at the first attempt. That's nice. That gives me things to think about. What do we get for that? Oh, we get some boosters, so we don't need to worry about buying those for some time. Yeah, now I think that is still a bit too slow for farming. It's about 30 seconds to 45 seconds slower, but it's not bad. I definitely need to have a think about that. I might run down this booster at 90 and then 105 will be unlocked from that, so we'll take a look at that with the next booster, I think. Okay, see you again soon. And welcome back. I'm extremely curious as to what Trial 105 is going to look like. I've added the Frostbite enchantment to the helm, so that's going to give us an extra 10% frost damage. I've run a few Troll 100s and had 136 as a fastest clear, so I want to see what 105's like, because that's going to offer the best experience without, even though it's above the cap for experience, 105 we're guaranteed a snow map and Kara, and that's nice. I'm going to stick in power infusion instead of movement speed and see how that goes as well. I'm sort of thinking try and maximise the damage on the boss. As far as skill upgrades go, power infusion and frostbeam are upgrading to 8. As soon as they are done, I want frostbolt and frostbeam up to 9 and hopefully on to 10 afterwards. So let's go take a look at Troll 105 together and see where that gets us. It's been a whole day since the earlier clips were recorded, so this is the first run of the day, so it's liable to be messy as I'm not at all warmed up. Not too slow. My toughness is a little lower than I would prefer. I prefer 400,000 at 105, but my main account character's running with a similar toughness with no problems, so never know. If I don't play terribly, then we might actually stand a chance. Ooh, I've pulled them in a bit close. Not the best vortex you'll ever see. These are quite, it's typical that I remove movement speed and end up with fast moving enemies. It's definitely not looking farmable at the moment though, is it? It's rather slow, this. Hopefully that's enough to draw out Kara. Yes. So we've got power infusion. Oh, we didn't get a crit. That's unfortunate. Talisman of Storms was up. No crit, no damage. This is definitely too slow for farming, but it was worth checking. That's a bad beam. But I got lucky. Okay, so that last one was a crit with Talisman of Storms, so she can be killed in one big explosion as long as things line up right, but that's definitely too slow to farm, so I am going to farm Troll 100 and get some champion levels behind me. Where are we? 1306, so build those up a bit and hopefully we'll be strong enough to go back to 105 and do some farming there before the clock gets too low. So I will see you again in a little while. I might have been a bit quick in discounting 105 purely for the reason if I don't get lucky on Troll 100 that goes over 2 minutes as well, so let's just run a few of these and see if we get a lucky one or not. If we don't, or if I do get a big crit and it's still not doing a lot of damage, then I know not to farm here, certainly for a while. I'm back on movement speed. I've taken out power infusion. That's about the speed of rounding up for Troll 100, so that's okay. We just have a problem of trying to move, but I've covered that in previous ANB event where I was probably a bit too grumpy. What are they all doing down here? I'm going to need all of these. This isn't a good run, especially when the button clicks aren't doing anything either. No, it's definitely not farmable. Unless it's just me when I'm recording that I can't do any sort of sensible run. Well, give me a nice big crit to save the day. So that is a crit, but that's pretty much what a fire lily does. We need that either Slayer and a crit, which I just missed, or the Talisman of Storms and a crit. So that's what Fire Lily without nice things cropping up, Talisman of Power for them, or Talisman of Storms on crit builds do. But that's 2 runs now, well over 2 minutes, so I am... Let's take a look at 100 together, just to see if I can show you what that looks like, and see if we get lucky. That may then wrap up today's video, as I still need to take the main account on some things, and it's getting, or it's going to get too late. What is up with this map? It's all down there, is it, and round? Blimey. this is a bad example. So it's confirmed then. When I record a run, it's terrible. We may yet save it. But I'm not going to hold my breath that it's going to get saved. Right, we've got everything nicely grouped now. We need a nice big crit from this. No. Oh well, so yeah, at least it shows that 100 can go horribly wrong as well. And then we get a crit when nothing's up and I've only done a small beam because I started it at the wrong time. I'm going to do one more 100 and that will definitely finish today's video. That's slightly annoying. I'm sure no one's ever said that before about getting 3 1-hour books. I want a 10-minute book because I desperately don't want to waste some upgrade time. And 18 minutes would have brought it down to 8 minutes. Even though I can easily sit there with it on the Kindle and update or upgrade things. Let's fuse those up. I'll stick them there for now. You don't need to see me fusing everything. And a 3-hour book. I'm putting all the set pieces together in stash. I'm going to fill up that one as well. Tab 5 is just full of rings and things. When I was crafting the gold find set, anything with a max stat I've kept for later, and max experience as well, so those will all transfer over to the main account. I'm not sure where I'm going to store them stash wise at the moment. I'm probably going to have to open up another stash slot, so eventually get around to crafting some nice rings and jewellery. And I just stuck rough gemstones in them just so I know at a glance what they are. See, most people would tell you to look at the map and work out where everything is before rushing in, and I agree you should, and I never do unless I'm completely baffled as I'm moving around. Losing button and mouse and all sorts of things. So Slayer's up, but we can't make use of it. Be nice if Talisman of Storms would pop up now, but it isn't. Typical, we get the crit. And then Talisman of Storms. And Slayer. So it's enough that this is going to finish her, I think. Yeah. So it's just about farmable. It's slightly on the slow side, but it does give us some nice champion level. That's 3 trolls worth. I didn't get that all off one run. So I think what I'm going to do is wrap up today's video at this point. I think the next video there's going to be probably a day delay before that comes out, so there'll be a day with no video. Sole reason for that is I'm going to be experience farming for at least another hour and a half on the clock here, possibly 2 hours, and that isn't going to be any much different to what we've seen in this video, so there's not much point in recording that. What I will do is capture any crafting that I do along the way and talk through that, and see where we are at the end of that position, and then it's possibly some push. I don't know at this stage what I'm going to do yet regarding push, but any questions or comments, feel free to ask down below and I'll answer you there as always, and thank you very much for watching.